Hello and welcome to my unboxing and first look at the Warhammer 40,000 Forgebane box set by Games Workshop. As you probably guessed by now, I don't get sent anything for free or early. I pay for all of these things with my own hard-earned cash, so my reviews are always open, honest and transparent. This set will cost you £95 and your perception of its value really depends on whether you own any of these miniatures already, if you're going to sell a few of them in the set, or if you just want to bump up the force. What I will say straight away is if you're on the fence, go for it, because the price of all these miniatures separately, not including these two like mini knights, these baby knights, these Armiger Warglaves, is £137. Let's just say each Warglaive costs £35 or maybe even £40. You're saving over £100 on this set. So without further ado, let's unbox it and let's have a first impressions. As I said, you know, I'd love to get items early to bring you the reviews and things, but that's just not the case at the moment. So let's take this out and have a little look. Okay, let's unwrap this. And in the words of my good friend Brass Tacks, it looks exactly the same. I couldn't resist. So this is what you get. You'll get the new Necron Crypt Tech with a Canoptech cloak, this guy here. You'll get 5 Necron Immortals, 5 Necron Leech Guard, 3 Necron Canoptech Wraiths. Then for the Mechanicum, you'll get 10 Adeptus Mechanicus Scutari Rangers, but you can have them as you know, the plasma wielding ones instead if you wish. You get a Tech Priest Dominus, and you get 2 Imperial Knight Armiger Warglaves. Yes, they are Imperial Knights, and obviously if you've seen my pre-order video already today, you'll have seen the sneak peek that Games Workshop have put out for the new larger Imperial Knight, the Castellan. I want to call it a Castellan, it's probably going to be a different name now that I've said that. But these will feature in the new 8th edition codex, and so will that knight along with the standard ones. So let's unbox this and have a look. So yeah, already for value wise you're saving. Without the Warglaves you're still saving £40 over getting everything separate. Speaking of which, the new sprues are right in front of you with the thermal lances. Lots of detail, brand new sprue, 2017. You've got the little armour plates, really impressed with this. The thermal lances come in 2 parts. You've got the Reaper chain cleavers, still not used to that name, but they're kind of stubbier versions. I would have liked them to have a bit more length on them, but they're sort of stubbier versions of the Reaper chainsword, which I have got my mind around. But that's one of the sprues, and that's just replicated here. So you're getting you know, twins of a couple of these sets. You've also got these, and that's pretty much it. Quite straightforward. So you're going to have this in a pack, I would have thought, maybe for £30–35. I can't really see them being 40, but it is possible. It seems like a similar sort of number of parts as a Redemptor Dreadnought, probably a bit less. You've got options here for the melter gun and the heavy stubber. You've got a little carapace. Looks really, really odd actually, having this small carapace compared to an Imperial Knight. Then you've got the feet, 3-toed feet going on, with some sort of groin armour, the legs, kind of like little mini torsos. You've got the exhaust stacks, which are quite small. You've got this little small power plant, more exhaust stacks, and then this hood, I think it is. And then you've got the arm plates. Really nice, really sort of knight, but in miniature form. Really do like this. Definitely, I'm getting the vibe of these being like the Warhound Titans, and then I've got the vibe of the normal knights being the Reavers, and then I've got the vibe of the new Castellans being the Warlord Titans. So there you go. They're the new sort of 4 sprues, I want to call them, just replicated. So yeah, great looking set. Fair bit of detail, just miniaturized. So hopefully Games Workshop won't keep you waiting too long to have those as a separate set. It'd be great if they could release them within the next month or so. Then you've got the Crypt Tech. I think it's this sprue, and what else? Is it just this sprue? Surely it can't be. It's got to be this as well. So this is the new Crypt Tech. I'll just move the sprues out of the way a little bit for a while. So this is his cloak, and this is his kind of spear, and then you've got his armour. Fair bit of detail going on there. Yeah, really nice. Nice sprue. Again, 2017. And then this is the little spider, and where he's going to be putting his foot on. Oh, I really did think that the hand was detachable. Okay, it's not. So you could clip that off and quite easily turn it the other way, maybe. Bit of modification if you wanted to. Yeah, so nice bit of detail on that. And that is the other new miniature in this set. So the 2 new miniatures. The rest are, I say old. They're showing their age a bit. I mean, this is the Tech Priest Dominus. It's a £22.50 model. And look, just the 2 sprues. So, you know, you get one of these, and this is a great model in the kit if you haven't already got it. No doubt you probably do, because it's such a great kit anyway. But this model came out 4 years ago, 2014, along with all the Mechanicus and Scutari models, which now have their own 8th edition codex, which has all the knights in as well. So yeah, great model if you haven't already got one. You've got sort of 4 different weapon options here with his different kind of pistols and his Volkite weapon as well. So there you go. That's the Tech Priest Dominus, and that's your HQ for the Adeptus Mechanicus. Then these look like the Wraiths. Very interesting here, because one of these sets will cost you £28.50. I don't think they're new models. They're up for pre-order, but as you can see on one of these sprues, it has the date 2011. It's a 7-year-old bit of kit, but I think they've just been repackaged. That's why they're on there as pre-order. But this is my first experience of Necrons, so I'm definitely going to be grabbing the instructions, and because I don't want to make any mistakes with these. But the Wraiths, I love their tails, I love their sort of pincers, I love their backs and things, and obviously they've got their weaponry as well. So yeah, really looking forward to making a start on these today. So that's the Wraiths. Yeah, like I say, one of those will set you, you know, £28.50, which is almost a third of this box set. Then we've got some Scutari Rangers. You've got these in 3 sprues. I think they come bundled in the box like that, I want to say. I've had 3 sets of these. I find them really tricky and fiddly. The parts are quite fiddly. There's mould lines everywhere. But they are good looking models. I don't so much like the uncustomizable sort of aspect to them. They're quite samey looking in terms of their legs will only fit in certain cloaks. That's a negative side of these Rangers. I'm going to have them with the phosphor guns anyway. So, but yeah, I do have a normal set of Rangers, and I bought a couple more for the Titan Guard, the Secutari. So yeah, there's the long range rifle as well. So yeah, still plenty of detail. Probably out of all the models in the set, I mean, I don't have any experience with the Necrons, but definitely the models I'm looking forward to the most will be the Warglaves and the Necrons, and probably these will be my least excited set of miniatures to start off, because I just know how fiddly they can be. Okay, so speaking of Necrons, we've got the I think this is a Lich Guard. I can't really pronounce it, but you get your 3 sprues here. Again, I think one of these sets is £20.50. So if you just add that up, the Wraiths, the Lich Guard, and the Immortals, almost £70 there just for those 3 sets of models. So these Lich Guard got these really nice shields. What year's on this one? 2011 again. So yeah, 7 years like the Wraiths. They look pretty decent. Obviously I'm just going to glue mine up quite straightforward. I'm going to be quite conservative the way I do it, and definitely just spray them straight away with the with a lovely bolt gun metal. I call it bolt gun metal, but it's lead belcher, isn't it? And then this is the other sprue of them. They all look quite similar, all 3 sprues. So I do like their shields though, they're pretty cool. So that's Necrons as well. And then the final sprue is just the 5 Immortals. You get the 5 Lichguard and the 5 Immortals. I really like these big weapons that they have. And they've also got these type of weapons too. I think you can have them as different. And this sprue is 2011 too. So you got 3 sprues there, 2011, and then you got some new ones with the Crypt Tech, and you've also got the new ones with the Warglaive. So you're getting your 2 new models in here. You're getting the Tech Priest and the Skitarii from 4 years ago, and then you're getting 3 sprues of Necrons from 7 years ago, if that helps. But as I said at the start, if you were to get all of these separately, you'd be paying, I'd say, 200 quid easily. So half price, pretty good. You get this lovely looking poster in here as well. So you can, you know, frame that and put it on your wall. It says Warhammer 40,000 on the back. I think that is a missed opportunity, to be fair. I don't know why they got a barcode on there either, but it's quite strange. Maybe every item in a box has to have a barcode. Yeah, I think they could have done another piece of artwork there, even just copied and pasted it from their existing catalogue. They didn't have to make a brand new one, because this is quite, you know, this is a new piece of artwork. You know, it's got the new Crypt Tech on there, and it's got the new Warglaive on there, and it's got the new big Orc Stomper in the back. No, I'm only kidding. So that's the big piece of artwork. Then you get this. So you get all the instruction leaflets and things, all packaged with the core rules. I've got quite a few of these now, but you know, so that's good. It can, you know, you can get started with that. However, you're still going to need some dice and a board and paints and glue and spray, and yeah, anyway. So this is really interesting. So you've got this big sort of gaming book here, and then you've got the instruction guide, black and white. I'm not sure whether these are black and white in the original kits. I'm going to have to look at my Tech Priest unboxing and review for those, but it is in full black and white, but it's still very decent. Let's see what they've done with the Necron. So this is the Warglaive look. So again, like the knight, you concentrate on the legs, then the carapace, and then finally the weapons. But they look exactly the same, really, the way they've kitted those out. The Crypt Tech looks quite straightforward, and then you can have Immortals or Death Marks, they're called. And then you can have Lichguard or Praetorians. So Lichguard are the ones with the spears and the shields, and the Praetorians are again with the spears or smaller kind of shield. And there you go. And then a little bit about the Wraiths as well. So yeah, quite decent. Would have been nice if it was colour, like, you know, more the premium kits. It'd be very interesting to see if the armatures are going to be colour instruction guide in the separate kits, or whether they're just going to be black and white like these. Be very interesting. Anyway, that's the build guide, and then finally you've got the main book itself, which gives you a bit of a backstory, bit of an introduction. It's got some lovely pictures of all the models painted. Really gets your creative juices flowing, and gives you a taste of Necrons and Knights and Mechanicum. And wow, there's actually a more backstory than I thought. So you've got here, well, you don't count that, so let's do 13 pages there of a bit of a backstory and a bit of a taster of the universe, and then it goes into the game rules and missions. So you've got 1, 2, 3, so 3 missions. Okay, interesting. And then another double page spread with all the models. Defenders of the Forge Worlds. And so you go through all the abilities of the Mechanicum, and then you've got the data sheets themselves. So I don't think there's anything different with these in the Codex, because the Codex didn't come out that long ago. So you've got your normal Tech Priest Dominus, your Skitarii Rangers, and then your Armiger Warglaives. So this is probably the thing that you'll be interested in the most out of this book. The rules, they were Previews and things and first looks were put on the internet on the Warhammer community website as well. Basically, they've got a 3+ normal save, a 5+ invulnerable, they've got 12 wounds, they're super fast at 14-inch movement. They're thermal spears, I don't know why I call them lances, but thermal spears, whopping 30-inch range, almost 3-shot assault weapon, strength 8, AP -4, and the Reaper chain cleaver doubles the strength, is strength 12, -3, AP and damage 3. So these are definitely going against the high toughness vehicles and models. They're not going to do so well against hordes. You know, they've only got the 4 attacks, and the high strength weaponry is going to be a bit wasted. I'm going to kit mine out, both of mine, with the melter guns as well. Just give me an extra high strength weapon. But I'll go more into their rules and things in depth in their review, which I hope to get out all of next week. And they've got a bit more of a colour scheme there for them, and then the artwork that's separately. And then it goes on to the Necrons. So you've got their, you know, the living metal and the reanimation protocols, a little bit about them. And then it goes into the rules and the data sheets for them too. So you've got the Crypt Tech here, and then you've got the Immortals. So the Crypt Tech, he's got the Staff of Light, and he's got shooting or melee weapon profiles for it, and he's also got the fly keyword because he's got that cloak, allows him to fly about. Then you've got the Immortals for the troops, and then the Lich Guard for the elites, and the Canoptic Wraiths as well. Would have been nice to have a picture of the Canoptic Wraiths there, but oh well. And the Canoptic Wraiths are pretty damn awesome. 4+ normal, 3+ invulnerable save, and they can move over terrain as if they weren't there. Decent weapons as well, but they're mainly, you know, good toughness and good survivability for those units. And then you've got all the points values for match play. So this really is a nice compendium book. It's almost 50 pages, 40 pages you see, and it really adds to the kit, and doesn't just make it feel like they've thrown a load of models and things in here. You've got your poster, you've got your short rules, your instructions, you've got this specific book for Forgebane, and then you've got all your bases. I won't rustle them up too much, but it looks like you get all the bases and transfers and things that you need. You get these big bases for the Warglaives. Quite a nice size actually, those bases. And then these for the HQs. So you get all your bases too. So really nice kit, you know, on top of your saving of about £100, you're getting a box specific book, much like all the other expansion box sets that they've had before. So I think that's a really nice extra sort of little feature that they've done, and yeah, definitely recommend it so far. What I'm going to do is go away and build all of these, and I'll try and get a review out for the box set, but it probably won't be for another 2 weeks. But I will be releasing reviews for all the models individually over the next 2 weeks too. And as I said in my pre-order video, I will be covering the Necron releases, which consists of the Codex and the new Start Collecting box set. So I'll be going through all of those models, the unboxings and the reviews of those. So you've pretty much got Mechanicum and Necrons over the next 3 or 4 weeks. And then we're almost into May. And I think in May they'll be releasing the bigger Imperial Night for the Warhammer Fest. So it'll probably be a bit of a Imperial Night special in May. Anyway, what do you guys think of this set? Please do put it in the comments below. It'd be great to hear from you. Thank you ever so much for joining me today. Thank you for watching. The Emperor protects.